Hey everybody, so today we are going to talk about the Big 3 upgrade, which on the Toyota Land Cruiser 100 series is actually a Big 5 upgrade. So when you install a high output alternator like I just did, it's wise to upgrade the power cables and the grounding cables so that you don't overload your system, and this is typically known as doing the Big 3 upgrade. I think it harkens back to a time when like car audio people were like putting lots of power in their cars, and normally the Big 3 upgrade is the battery to chassis ground, the engine block to chassis ground, and the alternator to battery power cable. But as I'm going to show you here in a second, the Land Cruiser has 5 cables. You have the alternator to battery power cable, then you have 2 block to chassis grounds, you have the battery to chassis ground, and then you have the block to chassis ground. So it took me a while to figure this out. I had to look at all the wiring diagrams, and in order to make this job easier for anybody else out there who's got a 100 series, I'm going to go ahead and throw together a quick video. So here we go. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the cover off the engine with our trusty 10mm socket, and then that will give us access to all the blocked grounds. Once I get this off, then I'll show you guys where I grounded everything. Now, this isn't necessarily the way everybody has to do it. There's, you know, several different ways this could be done, and also several different grounding points. You know, I'm just gonna show you the way I chose to do it. And the most important thing really is showing you so you can see where all the grounding points are, because it actually took me a while to figure out what was what underneath here. So we'll take the engine cover off, just let this right off. Okay, so first we have the alternator to battery, right? So this right here obviously is the battery. This power cable is going to run down here. In my particular setup, I installed a 300 amp circuit breaker right here, and then this cable runs on down to the alternator. So if you can see right here, that's the cable number 1, the power cable. So the second cable, the battery to chassis ground, you can see right here, this is pretty simple. Just runs from the ground side on the battery, the negative terminal on the battery, grounded to the chassis. The second grounding cable, you can see, is right here, and this is grounded to these hooks that are part of the engine block. And this cable, if you follow it, comes up through here, and I have it run over here and grounded to oh, that's a lie. This cable here runs over and is ground to the chassis over here. So if you see right here, that ground right there, with the cable runs over and is grounded on the block. Now there's another block here. So for this one, the battery to block ground, the factory ground is this cable right here, actually. This one that's on the side. And it goes back here, if you can follow this, see this cable? And it goes into this wire bundle right here. And this wire bundle goes all the way around to the back of the block and like down inside to a point that nobody could reasonably access. I don't know how anybody would do it. You might have to lift the block or maybe pull the tranny to get to the rear. I'm not exactly sure how anybody would get back in there without moving some serious equipment. So what I did was I added an additional cable, and I grounded it right here on the block, and I ran this cable up here to the battery. So I have three grounds on the negative terminal of the battery. One here that's battery to chassis, one here that's battery to block, and then another one, this one's battery to block, and then another one, this third one, this is the factory battery to block ground. So the final cable is over here, and it's on this other engine hoist hook, and I ran it up to, if you can see, if you can follow this cable here, I ran it up and grounded it on the chassis right over here next to where I installed my differential breather. You can see right there. Now I forget where that one originally was at. The original cable that was in here was grounded here, and it went down into this wire bundle and it disappeared. And I don't think I ever could figure out exactly where it went to. So I just cut it here and I ran my own ground. Now, just to recap, we got one block to chassis. We got two right here, this is battery to alternator. We got three, which is battery to chassis. We got four, which is block to chassis. And then we got five, which is block to battery. And if you are interested in upgrading your power system and you want a more robust cable system for grounding and power, then, you know, maybe you can watch this and it'll give you some ideas. Okay, so that was pretty easy. Nice and painless, real quick video. Like I said, I spent, man, like 4 days internet researching, trying to find where all the power and grounding cables were in the underneath the hood. So I thought if I made a real quick video, maybe somebody can get on YouTube and it'll save them doing some of the research that I had to do. So, you know, like and subscribe and all that jazz, and I'll see you guys next time.